છે ફરી પછી અંદર વાત થાય છે અને ફાઇનલી તમે જુઓ જે ખાસ આ થોડી જે રિકવરી આવી એ એક જ પગલે આવી કે જ્યારે થોડું અમેરિકાએ નમતું જોખ્યું એમ કહી શકાય કે ટ્રેડ વોર માટે તેઓ ચર્ચા વિચારણા માટે તૈયાર છે, વાતચીત માટે તૈયાર છે ચાઇના સાથે અને એને ધ્યાનમાં રાખીને કારણ કે ચાઇનાને યુએસની દુખતી રગ ખબર છે અને યુએસને ચાઇનાની ખબર છે તો બંને જણા પહેલ તો કરી ભલે પોલિટિકલ ડ્રિવન હોય કે એકબીજાને ગભરાવવા માટે હોય આ બધા સિનારીઓ ઉભા તો થયા પણ એમાં ભોગ કોણ બન્યું? ઇક્વિટી માર્કેટ્સ. અત્યારે તમે જો વર્લ્ડ ઇક્વિટી માર્કેટ્સ આખા હલી ગયા છે તો આ એક ચોક્કસ કહી શકાય એક ડરનો અનુભવ બધાએ કરી લીધો છે પણ ફાઇનલી જો ચર્ચા વિચારણા થઈને કરવાનું જ હતું તો પહેલા ચર્ચા વિચારણા કરી લેતે, માર્કેટને હલાવવાની જરૂર નહોતી પણ મને લાગે છે આપણે આના પર વધુ ચર્ચા કરીએ. આપણી સાથે XM.com ઓસ્ટ્રેલિયાના CEO Peter McGuire જોડાઈ ગયા છે. Good morning, Peter. As we discussed that it's a two big economies, world economies. They are playing like one word game, I guess. What is your reaction on this game? Will they able to win or world equity market is reacting more?
Well, good morning, Nisha. I think a couple of things that need to be considered. First off, President Trump is certainly creating the right environment to put the Chinese government under, I suppose, some form of scrutiny. And then in turn, China's coming back reactionary with the lifting, raising as far as tariffs going to be on aeroplanes, soya beans, and other forms, motor cars and so on, which impact, we didn't expect that to happen so quickly. And that movement has really underpinned, I think, a great degree of nervousness across all of the markets over the last, 12 to 24 hours.
Good morning, Peter. I just wanted to understand what is your take on the particularly this trade war, and do you think it is going to be disrupt the stability that we have seen in 2017, particularly in terms of the equity and commodity prices?
I think a couple of things. First off, President Trump is a negotiator, and we can't lose sight of those reality checks. He really does go and create and antagonises other sides, and predominantly this is all about, the China and tariffs and so on, and to get a reaction. And so when we think about this, I think he is going to be very bold. He's done that. China's retaliated in the sense of soybeans and other bits and pieces. And now, in turn, it'll get down to a negotiating table. But I feel as though over the next week or two, it's going to create a lot of nervousness across the market, and we could see, further shorts, further, I think, volatility, and that's really going to underpin the whole market on a whole. So it's going to be a volatile time over the next matter of trading days, I'd say.
Well said. He's very big negotiator, but if you see the whole world market are suffering, equity market are suffering. Do you, as a trader, how you will trade in equity market? Will you buy equity or a commodity, or good to invest in emerging markets?
I think, Nisha, you've got to look at gold. You've got to keep a close eye on that. Have a look what's happening with the US dollar. Find out where you're, in the sense of a trader, what markets you're following. Are you technology focused? Are you healthcare? Are you energy sector? Are you mining? What business units that you trade in, and some are going to be hit harder than others, and that needs to be very much considered on across a matrix from retail investors, and then you look at funds and look at funds of funds. So all of the markets, I think, are going to react differently. I think gold's going to be it could be a nice little trade to the upside. So at the moment, I think it's got to be specific as far as your portfolio, and keep a very close eye on the markets due to the volatility.
Exactly, Peter, and that was what I really wanted to understand. How are you looking at the gold as a asset class? Because we have seen that it has underperformed around approximately 5 years compared to the equity and the other commodity classes. What kind of the returns one should expect in 2018 or by 2020 if we just take a little bit longer view from the gold?
I think gold's got the potential to take 1350 out, 1360 to the upside. If these escalate and they become more focused, and there's no backing down from President Trump, in a week or two, I think gold could spike. It might have a 1400 handle on it. There's just too many, I think, variables to try and put a forecast out any more than, a couple of weeks, because the markets could change so dramatically due to this uncertainty in the marketplace, and that really is the major concern at the moment. Uncertainty, volatility, and what impact it's going to have. Have a look at the Japanese yen, have a look at Japanese equities. All of those need to be, pretty much a barometer, the yen is at the moment.
Okay. And you closely track crude. What is the outlook for crude right now?
I think I think it's going to be range-bound this year unless something dramatic happens. I don't think there's going to be a major concern as far as exporting US oil. And I think OPEC, at the present time, you might see, these prices oscillate between 60 to 65 for WTI. Brent will trade a little bit higher. But at the moment, I think that marketplace is going to be fairly range-bound, but the only outlier is going to be what happens with US dollar. So if US dollar really got hit to the downside, that could force crude up a little bit further. Again, it's very much a wait and see. Each day, I will say this, from a trader's perspective, Nisha, the volatility is there. These are the times that traders can do extremely well from a marketplace because there's movement, but you've got to really put your stop losses in and kind of watch the market 24 hours a day if you're trading 24 hours.
Peter, last question from my side. Just wanted to understand what is your view on sugar? Because if you look at the sugar as a commodity, it has started seeing a lot of profit booking. It is just the nature of it is just how the commodity performed at the time of the cyclicality.
Well, look, sugar, like any market, it's grown on the open market, it's grown in fields, and China and India is a huge consumer of sweets and so on, and religious festivities, and throughout their buying cycle of the year, it's volatile. I haven't looked at sugar for probably a few days, but I've got to say this, you've got to keep a close eye on it, because they've got the fundamentals, and of course you've got from a production side what's happening. The inputs have got to be, from a weather forecast. There are issues with crop production, and as far as the supply side, all of these factors are always considered. So, again, be careful how you trade it. It's very volatile, and I think that these are opening up other opportunities for many players to, re-enter the commodity market. I don't think the super cycle is dead in any fashion or form. There's probably plenty of years left in it yet, and I hope to see you in Mumbai in a couple of weeks' time, and I look forward to be able to discuss that in person with you.
Oh, that would be very lovely. Thanks a lot, Peter, for joining us and discussing in detail. તો અહીંયાથી ખાસ કરીને પીટર પણ એમ જ કહેતા હતા, ખાસ કરીને કીધું કે 2 મહિનામાં તેઓ પાછા અહીંયા ઇન્ડિયા આવતા જોવા મળશે, તો આશા રાખીએ કે ત્યાં સુધી કદાચ ફરીવાર આપણને એક થોડી અહીંયાથી ખરીદારી જોવા મળે, પર્ટિક્યુલરલી ઇન ટર્મ્સ ઓફ ધી કોમોડિટી. અને ગોલ્ડ ઉપર તો ખાસા બુલિશ છે, આ ટ્રેન્ડ જે છે બહુ ખાસો ઇમર્જ થઈ રહ્યો છે ત્યાં 2018ની અંદર, કારણ કે તમારી જે અંડરલાઇન અસેટ જો પરફોર્મ ના કરે તો પછી તમારે ફિઝિકલ અસેટ ઉપર ખાસ કરીને ફોકસ કરવું જોઈએ, એસ્પેશિયલી જ્યારે બોન્ડ્સ જે છે તે ખાસા વોલેટાઇલ છે.
ચોક્કસ. તો ગ્લોબલ માર્કેટ્સ તો અત્યારે એકદમ કહી શકાય વોલેટાઇલ છે. દિવસે 700 પોઈન્ટનો ઘટાડો અને એટલો જ 700 પોઈન્ટની રિકવરી પણ જોવા મળી રહી છે. પણ શું ખરેખર આ બધા પરિબળો આજે આપણને કામ કરશે? કારણ કે થોડું અઘરું છે. આજે તમે જુઓ બેંક નિફ્ટીની એક્સપાયરી છે, વીકલી એક્સપાયરી છે, સાથે જ આરબીઆઈ ક્રેડિટ પોલિસી છે, આ એક મેજર ઇવેન્ટ છે. સાથે એશિયન માર્કેટ્સમાં આપણે હોંગકોંગને સિંગાપોરને કદાચ આજના દિવસે બંધ પણ જોઈ રહ્યા છે. તો આજે એટલી એશિયન માર્કેટ્સની રિએક્શન નહીં આવે, પણ આપણા ડોમેસ્ટિક ફેક્ટર્સ ઘણા આજના દિવસે કામ કરી જશે. તો કયા હશે, કઈ રીતે આજના દિવસે ટ્રેડ લેવું, એના પર કરીશું ચર્ચા. લઈએ ઝડપથી નાનકડો.